guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels kind of weird starting the vlog off looking like this, but I guess that's just the timing of this one. So I'm starting off another vlog today with episode 5 of my shelf series vlog. This time around, the theme is going to be reading the most beautiful book on my shelf and the most tattered old looking book on my shelf. So those two are definitely Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This is the Fairy Loot edition of this book. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. The color scheme is beautiful. The illustration work in general is beautiful. The purple, all of it, beautiful. The naked cover looks like this. So yes, absolutely gorgeous. This is the dust jacket, inside the dust jacket art. Definitely the most beautiful book I own. I'm really excited to start reading it. I have good feelings about this being a really great story, and I hope that it really actually is. With having such a beautiful cover, it has to also be a beautiful story, right? And it's like very fairy tale-esque. I think that I'm just gonna love this book, so I'm really excited to be reading it. And then the most tattered book on my shelf is definitely this old mass market paperback of Sue Grafton's H is for Homicide. This is actually my dad's copy. He has the whole Sue Grafton alphabetical series, and I've been borrowing them from him whenever I want to read them. So in college, I actually did read up all the way until G. I stopped at G, which is kind of crazy. I kind of forgot that I read so many. I literally read A through G in like 3 months in college, I think. Anyway, so now I'm on H, and so I borrowed this copy from him in college, and I've had it since college because I fell out of my reading groove for several years. So I've held on to H is for Homicide for so long, and as you can see, it is completely water damaged, sun damaged, just really worn and looks very used, and that's because I did this, and not because I read it, but because I left it in the back seat of my car one time, and it was there for a very long time on the floor of the back seat of my car, and I think a water bottle spilled next to it, so that's where it got the water damage. And then I guess just being in my car also got sun damage. But yeah, so I totally destroyed my dad's copy of this. It did not look like this when I first borrowed it. It's kind of really sad, but it is about time that I freaking read this one so I can give it back to my dad and get the next book, which is going to be I is for something. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, so I'm very excited to read this because I have loved all the other ones that I've read in this series. But yeah, that's this vlog. The most beautiful and the most tattered book on my physical TBR shelves. We're going to be reading the two today. Or this week. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the vlog. I've read the first 100 pages of Six Crimson Cranes, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Young adult fantasy novel and a retelling of Asian fairy tales. In this one, we're following a princess named Shiori, and she has 6 brothers who are cursed and turned into the 6 Crimson Cranes by their stepmother. But Shiori is also cursed by the stepmother. She finds out that she's evil through this, and then is cursed to put a wooden bowl over her whole face, like on her head, and it covers her whole face, so no one can tell that she's the princess. And also part of the curse is that she can't speak anymore, and for every word she does speak, one of her brothers will die. The last paragraph of the synopsis says she's penniless, voiceless, and alone. Searching for her brothers, she uncovers a dark conspiracy to seize the throne. Only Shiori can set the kingdom to rights, but to do so she must place her trust in a paper bird. Shiori created this paper bird and used magic to bring it to life, and so Kiki is like her companion. She must place her trust in a paper bird, a mercurial dragon, and the very boy she fought so hard not to marry, and she must embrace the magic she's been taught all her life to contain, no matter what it costs. So she's got this forbidden magic that she's trying to hide, and she was betrothed to this one guy in the beginning, like a forced marriage thing. So far I'm really liking it. The writing is great, super easy to understand and follow, but also really beautiful. I'm glad that it's a young adult so that it's not like super high fantasy for me, but the world building is great. It seems like such a magical atmosphere. I'm loving the main character. I'm really interested to see how the story plays out, and I think that the high stakes of this are really intriguing to me. I love a family dynamic like that where they're trying to save each other, and she has a unique bond with each of her 6 brothers. It's just giving the exact fairy tale vibes that I was expecting and wanting from this story. So I'm very excited to continue. I'm currently on page 262. I wanted to point out on the end pages of this, or what is this called? The sprayed edges, whatever. When I first got this and I unboxed it in one of my videos, I counted how many cranes there were, and I was like, there's 7 cranes. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they put 7 and not just 6? If you look closely, this last one is the paper bird. So that's supposed to be Kiki at the bottom, and then these ones are the actual cranes that are her brothers. So that's super cute, and I understand that detail now. I didn't notice that that was a paper one. I thought that was like all the other ones. I'm on page 386 now, chapter 35, and we just had a pretty good plot twist that I did not see coming, but wow, it's getting really intense. I'm almost done with it. I'm really loving this a lot more than I expected to. It's such a fun story. The characters are great. I'm loving all of the Asian culture and like the fairy tale. It's very whimsical, fantastical. There are dragons. I love her little paper crane sidekick, Kiki. Yeah, the vibes of this are just great. I'm absolutely loving it. I think it could be a 5-star. But I have to finish it, obviously, so I'll come back once I do finish it. But wow, this book is a vibe. I'm loving it. A perfect fantasy novel for me. Sometimes fantasy is just too much. Like, I definitely can't do a lot of high fantasy, but because this is young adult and it's written really, really well, and I love the characters, and it's very easy to understand the world building and follow along. That's my update. I'll come back once I finish. I have, I think, 50 more pages left. Why hello, got my little spotlight. I finished 6 Crimson Cranes and I'm giving it 5 stars. Such a fun time. I really enjoyed like how adventurous it was and how magical it was, a little bit emotional at times, and I was really connected to the whole thing, and I was really surprised. I mean, I think the writing was perfect. It was beautiful to keep me engaged enough. I mean, just all around. I mean, that's why it's 5-star, right? Everything just worked so well for me that I had the best time, and I genuinely really loved it and genuinely am rating it 5 stars. So I'm really looking forward to reading the sequel, which is called A Dragon's something. What is that one called? That one has an equally as beautiful cover for like the special edition one, so I will be buying that one so that they can match the theme. But the second one is called The Dragon's Promise, so I'm marking that as want to read on my Goodreads right now because I definitely want to read that one. It left off on a cliffhanger. I mean, it wasn't like a shocking cliffhanger or anything, but it really makes me want to know what's gonna happen next. So yay, that was really amazing. I'm so happy about that. But now it's time to start this one. H is for Homicide. Oh look, I've already got an old bookmark in here too, so. So this is definitely, it's gonna be fun to read though, because then I can just, you know. So this has 287 pages and it's a mass market paperback, so it'll be hopefully pretty quick, and I'm excited to read one of these books again because it's been a long time since I have. It's kind of just like very true crime. I mean, if you can tell what the cover is, it's just there's a dead body there. The main character's name is Kinsey Milhone and she's a detective, and these are all always just like little mystery stories. I don't remember anything about the past however many I read before this. There's one scene from one of the books, don't remember which one, that I kind of still have a vivid memory of that involved like a dumpster, and that's all I can, that's like all I remember. I think I just barely missed it. Hello everyone. So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? So, I have good news Good news? Okay, good news is I painted my nails and they don't look half bad. I mean, this hand obviously looks better because I am right-handed, so I painted my left. My right hand doesn't look terrible, but if you look too closely, like, it's just my middle finger is the problem because it's not as long as the rest of my nails, so that kind of throws off the whole thing. But I'm proud I did it myself. Like, I never do that. I did just want to put a little color on them and make them look nicer because I am going on a trip this weekend. Anyway, so yeah, that's the good news. Bad news is I'm DNFing. H is for homicide. Yeah. I didn't see it coming either, but I'm just not gonna put myself through it because I would really hate having to like drag myself through it if I wasn't enjoying it, and to then feel like once it's over, like I still don't really know what happened, because I would be skimming it so hard that I would never actually really know what this book is about. So I find it best to just DNF it. I always do this. I always start with the tripod way too high and I'm on my knees, but then my knees hurt, so I have to bring it down. So we're down now. This just isn't the vibe, guys. It's just not the vibe. The writing is not working for me at this current moment / anymore, because I don't remember having too many problems with the other books like this previously when I read them like 5-6 years ago now. I had a good time, but I think it's because I've read so many other better books. I just know that this doesn't fit my reading taste anymore. Not that it's like objectively bad, because Sue Grafton is very popular and my dad loved all of her books that he's read, so like objectively it's not terrible, but it's just the writing is not going through my brain seamlessly. Also, the story is really boring me and I need to move on to other books. Like, I can't just think that maybe it's gonna get better and it's probably not. So I am DNFing it. I got up to page like 60. There were so many parts where I was just like, I don't understand what's going on, and then like when I try to understand, it's like nothing is actually going on and I need something to be going on. Also, it did feel very repetitive to the other books that I've already read. I mean, you're following the same character for 25 books. Sue Grafton did die before she was able to write Z, so there's A through Y. So there's 25 books following the same main character doing the same old thing. So she's a private investigator who is not taken seriously. These real detectives that get on these cases, she wants to like also be on the case. She wants to like work on the case in ways that she can. So in this one, we're following her just like trying to track down this woman and like where she lives, because the woman was accused of insurance fraud or something like that. She's trying to track her down, and then I was just like, I don't care. You lost me at insurance fraud. Not going to be continuing, which is kind of sad. I mean, I was really excited to tell my dad today that I was finally reading this book, because like I said, I've had it for so long, for so many years, but I'm not gonna do that to myself. So I am going to practice self-care and I'm going to DNF, and I'm gonna move on to something else, to another book that I have reading plans for this week. I'm not gonna let this slow me down, but I am disappointed that I don't have 2 full books to talk to you guys about and review in this vlog, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. It kind of makes sense why I gave the prettiest book on my shelves 5 stars and then the ugliest book on my shelf I ended up DNFing. So it really makes sense, and I've judged the books by their cover, but they also lived up to the state of their covers. I don't know. Anyways, that I guess is going to wrap up this quick little vlog. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad that I finally got these 2 books out of the way now, and we're moving on to bigger and better things with the season finale of season 1 of this vlog series. So I have 1 more vlog for shelf 1 of my physical TBR series, and there's gonna be 2 more books in that one that I'm planning to get to really soon, so that video will also be up very soon for you guys. I've got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of good content coming your way, so I'm very excited to be vlogging, filming, sharing all of this with you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're all doing well, and that's gonna be it. So I will see you hopefully in my next video very soon. Bye!